Hi, my name is Donna Blethyn. I'm a therapist of over 40 years and a spiritual seeker and wife, mother, human being. And I want to share with you some of the things I've learned over my years on this planet as a marriage and family therapist and spiritual seeker, wife, mother, and human being. Today, what I'd like to talk a little bit about is love. And I want to tell you a story. My mother died when I was 30, and the story of her passing is a story unto itself that I will share another time. But I had some trouble reconciling myself with her death. And in light of that, I have a wonderful friend named Rena Cohen, who is a medium. And I asked Rena if she would do a session with me in which I could connect with my mother on the other side and get some relief from some of the pain I was in around her passing. Her passing was unexpected. It was sudden. It was sad. I wasn't ready for her to go. Um, it's funny that even at 30 years old, a grown woman, in my case, person, can feel like they're abandoned. And, but here's the story. So in the reading, the very first thing that happened as my mother came through and began speaking to Rena, who translated what she was getting to me, was that on the other side, it is just love. I was like, oh, wow, there's no judgment. There's no like day of reckoning. There's no like some people go to heaven, some people go to hell. I was raised Catholic, so that was the belief. Oh, and then let's not forget about purgatory where you just sit and suffer. And she said, nope, it is just love on the other side. Well, I got to tell you, my mom was a very, very religious person. She went to mass every single day. She spoke to Jesus. She went in through a tunnel as she was dying to meet Jesus and basically said, I can't go yet. I have some work to do with my children before I leave. So hearing this, that my mother, who basically supported me going to Catholic education for 18 years, um, would say, nope, it's just love on the other side. It's just love. Well, I want to share that with you because imagine that. Imagine how many of us have grown up being frightened of and scared of a punitive God who is going to basically punish us for things we did on this planet that weren't in the traditional view of God's. Well, in the Catholicism, it was the 10 Commandments, Moses going up on the mountain, coming down and said, I have from God how you are supposed to behave. So those belief systems are very prevalent on our planet. And not that they're not good guideposts, but the idea that if you don't follow them, you will go to hell or purgatory has twisted a lot of people's minds and hearts and their lives into contorted, hurtful places. So I want to share that message from my mother to you, that on the other side, there is just love. And if there's love on the other side, guess what? We can start now. We could start being loving now, get really practiced in being loving now, to then be ready to absorb and receive all that love and expand it, not only from the other side, but through our vast beingness to this side. And I don't know that there's anybody out there at present time who would argue with me that this world doesn't need more love. We are in such times of frightening terror, hatred, hurt, loss, abandonment, self-righteousness, retaliation, that it's time for all of us to stop doing those hurtful, unloving, unkind things. And if your belief is that, one, you could get away with it and not be punished, I hope that's not what motivates you. I hope it's not a punitive God scaring the living bejesus out of you that you don't do certain things. I would like to invite you into the vastness of your being, that you are a vast being of light and love. And coming through darkness, darkness is the wrong word, coming through low vibration, hurtful, angry, scared, how do I say this? We're all going to have hurtful experiences on this planet. We're all going to get scared, sad. We're all going to get hurt at some time or another. And do we love ourselves when we're hurt? Or do we get angry and punitive with ourselves and then with each other? Do our parents love us when we're hurt? Or do they get mad at us? Do we get in trouble when we're scared rather than someone say, oh, sweetheart, what happened? So for the myriads of us who haven't had that compassionate reception from the outside of the world, from parents, teachers, siblings, neighborhood kids, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever, when we haven't received that kind of love. Let's say we live in a war-torn country that's impoverished and bombs are going off, and it would be natural to think there is no love. Natural. And in that time, in that moment, love may feel like the last thing in the world that makes sense to you. So the idea of going inside and at least saying to yourself, I love you, regardless of what's going on outside, I love you. I am here with you. I want to invite you into the power of you knowing that you can love yourself when everything around you is melting, shrieking, breaking. And when you can, however you can, take the best care of yourself that you can. And there are ranges of trauma out there. And one of the things that we've learned with the brain, and was there's a lot of trauma, the brain shuts down. It says, I can't even feel this. I can't think of this. I can't experience this. And I'm just going to numb out all the way to I'm going to dissociate. I'm going to leave this body. And many people have read about, heard about others that leave their bodies and hover above and look what's going on and then decide when, where, or how to rejoin the body. So in trauma situations, the younger we are, the more numbing and dissociating, shutting down is a major response from the brain called the amygdala to take care of the self. It is not something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of or grateful for, at least. Grateful for, I think, would be better. And there's 4 responses that amygdala survival brain initiates in us. One is freeze. Second is flee. Can I get the hell out of here? Can I run? Can I sneak? Can I go underground? Can I hide? Can I somehow get out of the grasp of whatever scary thing is going on? Next, third is fight. How do I fight my way out of this? And fighter parts of us, they are really strong and they don't care really what the response is. They just want to fight to get themselves to safety. Now, you could say that's a bad part. Ha, fighting, terrible. No, fighting is fighting for your life, fighting for survival. And given the age that the need to fight happened, will be an age at which that young being will not have been able to develop love because their world will have felt like it's only hate, fear, scary. So that's a hard path to come through, a really hard path to come through. And then the final is appease or fawn. How do I please you? How do I do whatever you want? How do I anticipate your needs? Because if I can keep you from getting scary and big and mad at me, I will be surviving. So the amygdala brain is all about survival. It's a very important part of our brain. And as we get into a place where we can step out of, be away from those scary, frightening, life defying situations, we can access the more mature part of our brain that gets to say, that was scary. Now I'm safe. Let me breathe again. Let me rest. Let me get some food, some shelter. And then with those basic needs being met, we can start retraining our brain that there is more than terror on this planet. There is also love here. And as many as of you know, with all the wars going on, there are many children and families that are not sure that there's love here. So how about the rest of us who don't have those conditions in our front yard, in our backyard, next door, inside our homes? How about we really practice love and sending it to all those places that need it and offering a hand wherever we can and be in no judgment toward others when they are still caught in the throes of a traumatic past. Thank you.